All right, so I have a surprise for you guys. I am once again joined here by my kid brother Eric. So welcome to the newest episode. I don't have it open for this year yet, but sorry. Super Dario Brothers.
We didn't plan this.
No.
Cut to the intro.
Super Dario World!
It's a me,
Dario.
Woohoo! Let's go!
Alright, so I know that the last time we talked, I promised that we were going to talk about Japan a little bit.
But this guy's lazy.
I'm not lazy. We were having technical difficulties.
Dario
And-
can't Google.
Fuck you. You were sitting right next to me, okay? We were trying to get things to work. It was not being... We were not being successful. Things happened, and now we're improvising. So maybe we'll do a part 1, part 2, you know?
Yeah, sure. It's your show.
That's right. You know, I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what happens.
Sure. All right, so last time we talked about a little European adventure, and...
Euro trip.
Euro trip and the story of do you know what the gangbang is. Now, Japan was a different kind of crazy, and I think, you know what, maybe we should just set up why you love Japan. Because my kid brother, first off, he's going to Japan back, you're going back in what, March?
Yep, March 18, baby.
And he has this life goal of going to Japan every 2 years. Am I correct?
I would love it if it was every 1 year, but
It's
I'm
expensive.
Not, yeah, it's expensive.
It's expensive. All right, so...
I need to save up money.
Okay, so you've been there twice. Once, the first time you went with just your buddies, how old were you? 21?
No, I was 19.
19?
Yeah.
Hey, little shit. Anyway, so he went there 19. Then the second time he went with 2 of his best friends, me, and 2 of my best friends. So that's the story that I know a little bit better. That's the one that gets a little bit wilder. But I guess we can get to that one a little bit later in part 2. Part 2. So part 1, let's talk about why we love Japan. Now, I grew up
I'm a fucking weeb.
For those of you who don't know, that's code for virgin.
Oh, man. You're gonna throw me under the bus like that, huh?
It's my show, bitch. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, whatever.
Anyway, so I grew up... Well, when I grew up in Mexico. We grew up in Mexico, and we watched a bunch of cartoons. And every day, I remember getting home right after school, Dragon Ball Z, Canal 5. I loved it. I watched a whole bunch. Why was there Japanese anime in Spanish? I don't know.
I don't know, but I know that there was like an anime like revolution that went on in Latin America.
Yeah,
like in the 80s and 90s with like Sailor Moon and
some of my favorite
Dragon
shows,
Ball.
Dragon Ball Z, Zodiac Warriors, Ranma
No.
1/2.
Caballeros del Zodiaco.
Okay, perdón, Caballeros del Zodiaco. We're doing this in English.
Well, yeah, but in English it's Saint Seiya.
All right, that's right.
yeah.
Zodiac Warriors, yeah.
And they were 2 completely different shows because Saint Seiya sucked because they censored everything.
Yeah.
Caballeros del Zodiaco was really violent for a children's cartoon.
It was great.
And it was awesome.
Viva Mexico!
Yeah.
Did not give a fuck. They did censor Ranma 1/2 though. Which, by the way, that's a really fucked up show. For those of... You know what? Do I want to get into Ranma 1/2?
I don't know. It's your show.
Do I want to do it? All right. You ever, you know...
We named one of our dogs after one of the characters.
I named my dog, you mean.
All right, fine.
Anyway.
You can pay for everything then.
All right, so Ranma 1/2 was a very weird TV show. It's one of those shows that as you grow up, you realize, what the fuck was I watching? What the fuck was I... Same thing happened, I don't know, with Ren and Stimpy. That's like, what the fuck was that? Rocco's Modern Life?
Rocco's Modern Life.
It's
That's
like,
what I was going to say.
What? The nipples of the future? Las tetillas del futuro? What the fuck is happening? What the fuck was this show? What kind of, like, bad acid trip was this show? And Ranma 1/2, let me just give you the premise. It's about a dude that he was... Due to a curse, whenever he got hit with cold water, he turned into a girl. Whenever he got hit with hot water, he returned back to a guy. Now, different characters have different curses. He was cursed with the girl thing. There was another guy who got cursed by being a little pig. Another one that was cursed by being a panda. Another one that was cursed by being a cat. So, did he get the best one or the worst one? I don't know. But looking back on
the
it,
best one.
yeah, I mean he's still human. But looking back, by the way, that's my chair, not Eric farting. So, or hopefully it's not Eric farting.
Thanks for covering me.
You're welcome. Like, I got you, bro. Got you, bro. So it's one of those really weird shows that as a grown up, you're like, what the fuck was I watching every day after school? And I loved it. And going back and watching the show, it's a great fucking show. The premise of the show is hysterical. It's set up for genius comedy.
These types of shows might be the reason we're so weird nowadays, though.
Oh, definitely. Oh, it's definitely a big reason why. Anywho, so I loved watching a whole bunch of anime when I was little. I watched it after school. I was also very into ninjas, samurais, video games. So I found Japanese culture to be very interesting. I know how it was for me, but I have no idea what the hell got you into it.
I was actually not that into anime as a kid. Like, I watched Dragon Ball Z and I loved it. I watched what else did they have? They had Beyblade and that stuff. Yu-Gi-Oh, you know. Shaman King, that was great.
Shaman King was good. Beyblade. Oh my god.
That wasn't a great show, but the toys were great.
Oh, Monster Rancher, Digimon.
Digimon, of course, yeah.
Digimon
Pokemon,
classics.
People don't
Pokemon. No, I don't think of Pokemon as anime.
It absolutely is an anime.
I know it's an anime, but I just don't think about it. It's so huge. It's so mainstream.
It transcended cultures.
Yeah, it is. Yes.
But I actually got more into anime when I was in middle school. I started watching like the big shows, so I started watching Naruto and Bleach and One Piece. But it wasn't until high school when I started really like just trying to get everything I could find, like weeb. That's when I started getting to the weird shit, you know what I'm saying? That's when you started learning the insider terms.
The shit you won't show your parents.
That's right.
But what was it? I remember specifically what it was for me. What was it for you? Do you remember anything?
What do you mean specifically?
Like what was the thing that you obsessed over? Because to me, I obsessed over Dragon Ball Z hardcore, and then I obsessed over Pokemon hardcore. But again, I did not associate Pokemon with Japan at all, ever.
Yeah, I mean, like I went through phases. I guess when I finally got really into it, my buddies had recommended me The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya.
Sure.
Which, if you're a weeb, you like that show, damn it.
Alright.
But, what else? I don't know, I started getting into, like, the slice of lives, and, you know, more like Steins Gate is awesome.
Alright, so...
Is the first time I tried watching Full Metal Alchemist. Until I kept forgetting about it.
You just finished it, right?
I just finished it.
Brotherhood.
About 10 years after I started watching anime.
Hey, you know what? At least you finished.
At least I did.
You finished what you started.
Yes.
Anywho. Alright, so what made you decide to go to Japan the first time?
Well, of course there's the weeb aspect,
Because
right?
you know it's not a traditional place to go.
No.
Not for a young 19-year-old.
Yes. Who, honestly... I think I might have been 18. Maybe.
I don't know. I mean, you went, like, what, in winter?
Yeah. And when I came back, it was my birthday. So
you went as an 18-year-old. So most 18-year-olds would be like Cancun or some other party spot that's close by that's not as expensive. You guys went Japan.
Yeah.
Why? And that was like your first trip with friends too, right?
It was my first trip just by myself, really. Like,
without
family members, yeah.
All right. Okay. So, how many people were you with?
3 of my buddies.
Okay. Are they your smartest buddies?
Yeah.
All right.
Smart guys.
All right.
But,
I said that wrong. Who was the most grown up of the group?
It was a combination of me and like one of them.
All right. Okay.
You know?
If you guys listen to the Europe story, that should tell you why the trip went the way it went. Anywho, so share a little bit in your adventure.
Well, when we first arrived, I had the biggest moment of existential panic that I have ever had, because I had never had this feeling before where I realized, and this happened when we got to Narita Airport, and we didn't know this, but Narita Airport is about an hour away from Tokyo, So we didn't know the language. We didn't know how the transportation system worked or anything. So we were like, let's take a cab. This was a mistake.
Of course, yeah. You know, this is why you have a grown-up help you plan things, right?
Oh, fuck off.
All right, let's contrast that with the time that you arrived afterwards. We'll contrast with the time that you arrived with me in Japan. But anyway, let's go ahead. Continue.
Well, I mean, at that point, I had already been.
Continue with your adventure.
So we're
Existential panic.
yes, we were all sitting in the cab, and we just kept seeing that number go up, man. Like. And this was in yen, so the yen it's a much more impressive number.
It looks wild.
100 yen is $1, or actually a little less. But when you see, this trip has been 5,000 yen, you're like,
oh fuck,
oh my god.
And again, 18-year-olds, not much money.
Not much.
So you spent $50 right off the gate.
Each.
Oh fuck! What?
Each one of us spent over $50 on this cab. So not only it was crazy. It was actually really, really fucking funny. Because one of my buddies,
You're a bunch of idiots.
the entire trip, he just kept making conversions on his phone. He's like, and now it's $20, and now it's $30. Meanwhile, another one of my buddies kept trying to communicate with the taxi driver, and unsuccessfully. Another one of my buddies, he's all like, "Ah, man, this place is like Los Angeles, but in Japan."
No,
And
you translated that wrong. I remember that one. Like, it was one of my favorite lines from the trip. Like, this is like L.A. in Asia.
Yeah. Well, he said it in Spanish.
Yeah.
And
we can do his voice, because his voice is hysterical. He's gonna do it in Spanish.
oh, es que es como Los Ángeles, pero en Asia. And meanwhile, shout outs to my friends who I'm gonna send this later to them. They're gonna know who that was.
All right.
And meanwhile, let's
just call him Charlie. That was Charlie.
Yeah, that was Charles.
Chuck. Good old Chuck.
Anyways, meanwhile, I was sitting in my corner of the cab, trying to find like a paper bag to breathe into or something, because I had this weird moment where I was like, "Oh my god, I'm in a foreign country," and I don't mean like America, because I mean I come to the U.S. all the time, I'm technically always in a foreign country.
Uh-huh.
But this time it's like, I don't speak the language. I don't have a lot of money, and we're about to spend a lot of money. And this is like the first time in my life where if I run into like any sort of trouble, my parents cannot bail me out. My brothers cannot bail me out. Nobody can bail me out. I know 0 people in this country except the people I'm in this taxi with.
We were literally in the past.
You were literally living in the past.
Yeah, we were a day before. We're a day back.
Yeah,
You're screwed. You screwed the future, boy.
So I'm like, I'm gonna have to wait at least 15 hours.
At least to get the message.
Yeah.
I think that's how that works.
That is absolutely how it works. But yeah, I started just panicking. I was like, I'm an idiot. What made me think that I could do this? What made me think that I could travel alone? This is stupid. I'm a stupid guy. I'm stupid. I'm gonna die, and
I'm gonna waste all my money in the first cab, and then I'm gonna die of hunger, and I have nothing to do.
Yeah, and then they're gonna, throw me into the ocean or something. I don't know what they're gonna do here.
You know what's really funny? I talk about this a lot. There's some things that you know, but you don't realize until you're there, and that's one of them. Like you're going to a foreign country. You know your parents aren't going to be there. You know all this stuff. Your brain knows it, but once you're there, it's like your brain actually realizes, and you're like, "Oh fuck, I'm in a foreign country." Like, and I mentioned this before. I gave several examples. The first one happened to me in Japan, and I feel like an idiot, but I don't care. I was in Japan. You were there.
I'm wondering if you're gonna say what I think you're gonna say.
It is exactly what you think I'm saying. But I'll say the one that makes me sound a little bit less like an idiot first. So what happened the first time I saw an elephant in the flesh? It's like I saw the thing walking up to me. I know an elephant is pretty big. I know it's a big mammal, all right?
It's a large boy.
I know it's the largest mammal on Earth. I know this. I know this information. But the first time I saw one walking up to me, I was like, holy fuck, this thing is gigantic. It's like you can actually, it's one seeing the weight, feeling the steps coming on. It's like your brain actually realizes there's a caveman part of your brain that is like, run! Run, you idiot! This thing is ginormous. In Japan, the thing that happened to me, I was in the train, and I was like,
You say it. Say it.
You're in Japan, you're looking around, and there's a point in your brain that's like, there's a lot of Asians here.
You know, I didn't think about this beforehand, but there's a lot of Asians here.
There's like a lot of Asians here.
You know, it's actually most of the people here.
No, dude, and I think again it goes to like the caveman part of your brain. It's like, these are not people of my clan, you know, because if I'm in trouble here, nobody's gonna help me because I won't be able to explain what the hell the issue is.
Hell, if I have trouble with someone, they're probably gonna think I'm the bad guy.
Exactly. You know, we get in trouble for no reason, just for being what's it called, gaijins? Gaijins.
I know a little Japanese now. I'm a Super Saiyan weeb now.
By the way, gaijin means foreigner. Anywho, continue with your taxi adventure.
Baka gaijin means stupid foreigner.
Oh yeah, we heard that a lot.
Yeah.
Anywho, continue with your adventure.
Oh yeah, but after we finally made it to Tokyo, it was nighttime, and we didn't know where the hotel was because of course we didn't. It was Appa Hotel.
By the way, every single thing there is an Appa Hotel. Every single fucking hotel there is an Appa Hotel,
and it's a great hotel. Although after I started researching places, turns out it's very expensive.
Yeah.
But here's where my Mexican instincts took over.
All right.
And I felt like a piece of shit for the first time.
Oh,
Happened multiple times.
Of course.
So we tell him like, oh, we're going to Appa Hoteru. And he's like, Appa Hoteru, So he like sees our little map that we have, and he parks the taxi in like a little alleyway. He gets out of the taxi. The car is still running. He leaves the car running. He doesn't say like, come with me or something. He just gets out of the car and walks away. He goes into like a little alleyway, and he straight up disappears from our sight for about 30 seconds.
You're like, Yakuza!
No, and all this time, we're like looking at each other like baffled. We're like, are we supposed to steal his car? Or like, who the fuck? What the fuck is going on?
He's a very trusting man. Very trusting man.
Too trusting. I was like, man, I feel like a piece of shit. He trusts us. And all I can think of is like, I want to take his car.
I want to take his car.
we would have a car in Japan. That'd be cool.
I don't want to pay the $2,000 that I have to pay for the stupid taxi ride.
Yeah, maybe he keeps his change in here.
Yeah.
And then he came back like after a little bit, and he basically like walked us right in front of the hotel. Once we made it to the hotel, once we had our reservations, it was like midnight. And I made it to my hotel room. Everything after that was just awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like I settled down. The panic was gone. I finally had internet, so I called my mom. That's right, I called my mom. I was scared and alone.
Oh, we have a helicopter mom.
I was scared and alone. I didn't think I could make it, and so I called my mom, and she's like,
"Did she make you feel better?"
Yes, she did.
All right, there you go. There you go. At least she did her job right.
Yes, and after that, we went to get ramen. We just walk around the city. We stayed in. Where did we stay in? Hachobori, which is like a little bit of a shopping district. We're like, oh man, this place is awesome and expensive.
Yeah.
Like, oh, look at all those clothes that don't fit me, and they're expensive. If you're a medium in the U.S., you are a large, maybe.
If you're lucky.
Maybe you're a large.
They are tiny human beings over there.
They are small. I was about a head taller than, like, on average.
Right, and I want to talk about the culture and everything, but I want to wait for our adventure over
right.
there. All right.
All right.
So just get into the things that were fucked up because you had a lot of fuck ups during your trip.
I did.
Okay, the snow one.
All right. So
What happened to your luggage, brother? What happened to your luggage, brother?
My luggage was fine.
Okay.
It was the suitcase itself that was fucked.
All right, fine. How did it happen?
Well, we didn't know where exactly we wanted to go, so we decided, hey, let's go to the main cities and whatnot. Hey, there's this cool. It seems like there's this cool island to the north of Japan. It's still in Japan. It's called Hokkaido.
They had the Winter Olympics there.
They do, and we went there in winter. And turns out Hokkaido is even cold during the summer. So we took a little plane ride from Tokyo to Sapporo.
Sapporo.
Like the beer.
By the way, he did not have the beer there.
I did not.
Do you regret it?
Yes, but I'm going to change that now.
All right. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
I decided that my New Year's resolutions for this year would be I'm going to drink more.
That's fair. That's fair. That's a good man. You're finally getting hair in your chest.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, we're halfway there. Yes, I did just check under my shirt.
You have to. You have to.
And, yes. I don't think I exaggerate when I say Sapporo is the coldest I've ever been.
Okay.
Like, flat out.
And you arrived there at night, right?
Did we? No. We arrived during the day, and this is one of the fuck ups. We kind of like, alternated on map duties.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I should have been in charge of the map.
You should have been the grown up in the room.
Yeah, because my buddy there was what do you call it?
An idiot?
A retard, yeah. I don't know how else to put it.
Was this Chuck? Charlie?
No, it wasn't.
No?
No. Sapporo is literally a grid.
Uh-huh.
Just imagine a big square and with a tower in the middle.
All right. Super easy. You can't get lost.
And it's a grid. Just north, west, east.
So if like you stand on one street, you see all the way to the end of the city.
Yes. And the streets are literally called, like, their coordinates.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this street is N5W4. So it's north 5 and west 4.
Super
it's literally
easy.
A coordinate. Like,
Super easy.
You're playing fucking Battleship. Battleship.
Battleship. So super easy. You're there.
Yes. So turns out our hotel is only like 5 blocks away from the station, which I mean is little.
Ooh,
but
5 blocks in the cold. It's rough.
It's rough, but I mean it's during the day. It's only 5 blocks. We walked a bunch.
You already spent too much money on the cab.
Yeah. So we start walking to the west.
Okay. Easy.
Our hotel was in the east. I kid you not. We go in the exact opposite direction for about 30 minutes. You want to know how we realized we fucked up?
Please tell me.
We realized we fucked up when we made it to the edge of the grid.
Okay.
And there was nothing left. I think there was like a highway. We're like, let me check that map for you real quick.
You idiots.
You see, the problem here is we went the exact opposite way.
So you're half an hour in the wrong direction.
Yes.
So instead of being 5 blocks now, it's like what? 25?
Pretty much, and a couple, zigzags.
All right.
Here and there. And the problem, I was the only one who brought a suitcase, like with wheels.
Mm-hmm.
Big mistake.
You gotta go backpack. You gotta go backpack.
Yes, I mean I was the one with more space for luggage, but turns out when you're in no, I was not in the snow.
No.
I was in the ice. Like,
frozen ground.
It was frozen. It was like my buddy literally fell on his ass.
Chuck?
Yes.
Yes!
Yes, it was Chuck. And this is why I don't regret bringing the suitcase.
Okay.
I almost ate shit. I'm talking about like my feet. My feet, I could see them like yeah, not like a 45-degree angle.
Oh shit.
But I had a third leg
Okay.
as my suitcase,
All right. Saved your life.
and that saved my life.
Okay.
So I don't end up regretting it thanks to that. But my suitcase did lose both of its wheels.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what'd you do?
Well, I dragged it. On the ice, it wasn't actually that bad.
But this was like what, day 5 of your trip?
Oh, it was like day 3.
Day 3 of a 18-day trip?
I want to say 18, yeah.
And your suitcase didn't have wheels.
It ate shit, yeah. That was no bueno.
Do you remember before your trip when I suggested that you take maybe a backpack? You get a backpack. Hector had a backpack, our older brother. Do you remember that?
No, actually.
Well, I did. Anywho, continue.
I don't know. I think I don't remember who suggested suitcase.
All right, so you're walking.
Honestly, it would have been fine if we had not gone to Sapporo.
Yeah, so you're walking around. You're in the freezing cold. You almost ate shit, and you're lost. Technically, kind of.
Well, now it's nighttime, and Sapporo is beautiful at night, by the way.
All right. Did it get colder?
Oh, yes, it did. I started to feel myself getting sick.
Okay.
I legitimately, as we were walking, the air I was breathing in was so fucking cold. I could feel like my windpipe starting to like
Freeze?
get fuzzy. And I was like, oh no, I'm gonna die in Japan. I mean, I guess there's worse places to die, but still.
They'll bury you there. It's a nice service.
It'd be very nice, yeah.
Yeah. Right. Maybe bury you under cherry blossom. That'd be cool.
I mean, that's only like in April. Was
Well,
I gonna wait I was probably gonna wait a long time after that point.
Yeah, because the ground's frozen
And I'm dead.
Yeah, you're dead.
Yeah.
It's like it's super cold. It's not like you're gonna go bad or anything.
I'm not even sure they grow trees in Sapporo. It's so fucking cold.
Anywho,
And yeah, I start feeling myself getting sick, which at that point we just sprint to the hotel. Like I cover myself up as best as possible, and I call my mom.
you're such a little bitch.
Hey, this was the best thing I could have done, because I call her up and I'm like, Ma, I'm about to die.
These are my symptoms.
This is what I have. What should I take? And she's like, open up this this compartment of your suitcase.
Because whenever we go anywhere, our mom gives us like a care package of every single medicine out there. Like any single thing we might need.
One.
Anything we might need, she always gives it to us.
So she's like, take 2 of these, start sucking on this one, take this injection, whatever. And
do some cocaine.
Yeah, take this tea and try to sleep off for about an hour.
Mm-hmm.
I wake up after my drug-induced coma.
Oh, so you made it to the hotel.
Yes.
Didn't you have something weird happen at that hotel? Which hotel was the weird thing?
Gonna have to give me a clue on that one.
Wasn't there like a hotel that the people were asleep?
Oh, I'm gonna get to that. That's in Tokyo.
Oh,
no,
okay.
that's in Kyoto.
All right, okay.
And no, in this one we just we show
Regular
up
hotel,
and I wake up from my drug-induced coma, and I'm 100% ready to go, baby.
Ready to go get
100%. I've never gotten over an illness that quickly.
All right,
It's like I sucker punched that virus straight out of my throat.
Nice.
And then we had a fun time in Sapporo.
Again, we'll save the culture stuff for later. But if you want us to add like a detail or something,
We mostly just walked around. We went to like this the tower that they have in the middle of the grid, to like for like the view. It was very nice. We went to eat, but it wasn't. I wouldn't say it's much of a party town.
no,
Mainly because it's really fucking cold.
yeah,
So everybody wants to stay in and drink hot sake.
sucky.
So overall, I wouldn't. I would go back there, but
Just have a beer.
and just to have the beer, yes. But also, maybe during the summer.
Yes.
I wouldn't go back in the winter
No.
unless I was getting paid.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah,
That's fair.
I would do a lot of things if I was getting paid.
Of course.
After that, did we head straight to Kyoto or Osaka?
I don't know, because it was a flight, right?
Yeah, that was that, and that also sucked. It's an extra flight. But then we went to Kyoto, I believe, and that's where we had a little mishap at the hotel, because we didn't stay at a regular hotel. We stayed at what's called ryokan. Ryokan. It's a traditional Japanese hotel.
And again, remember, no wheels on the suitcase.
No wheels.
How big was the suitcase? Paint a picture. Paint a picture for us.
As big as Charles. I'm pretty sure he would have fit in there.
Okay. So big enough to fit a human.
Small human, but yeah.
All right, sure. Okay.
Anyways. We take a bus? I think. Yeah, we take a bus close to where we were supposed to... it's supposed to be like 10 blocks or whatever from the hotel. Turns out we took the wrong bus, though. Yeah, that was not the right bus. Ended up it was the right route. It was just the wrong bus. It didn't stop where we wanted.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Doesn't one of your friends kind of speak Japanese?
Not at that point.
Okay.
At that point, I only had taken like 1 semester of Japanese.
All right. Okay.
And that was not enough.
All right.
Like,
so you were just fools.
Yes.
All right. Continue.
I would just say sumimasen a lot.
Sumimasen means sorry.
Sumimasen.
All right. So bakagaijin.
Oppai. That means boobies.
Oppai means boobies. It does.
And it becomes more relevant in the second story.
Yes, of course.
But that's not for today.
No, that's for another time. Anyway, so you get on the wrong bus.
We got on the wrong bus. I actually noticed this because I start reading the signs and it's like, you are now leaving Kyoto. All right. I'm just gonna ring this thing.
It's like I know that's a sign, a literal sign that we're going in the wrong direction
of the apocalypse. So I'm like, give me the fucking map.
You trusted the same idiot with the map?
No, this time it was another idiot.
Oh, okay, all right, fine. Was it Chuck?
No, it wasn't
Chuck.
Chuck.
Damn it.
I don't think he ever had the map.
Oh, you don't trust Chuck?
It might have been the smart thing if we trusted Chuck.
You might still be there.
Yeah.
Lost.
And so we stop at a random station and we're just like, okay, so if we cut through certain streets, we can sort of, get back on the right path. Turns out this is uphill. And we had to walk for about, I'm going to say, hour and a half.
Oof.
Uphill.
No wheels on the luggage.
Zero.
I'm enjoying your misery.
Now,
I'm so happy I'm reliving this. This is great.
At this point, I start getting mad. I'm not going to lie. I start getting really upset.
A Chuck?
No, not a Chuck. At this point, I'm getting mad at the person who had the map.
Okay, give him a name.
Let's call him
Ricky.
Yeah, Ricky.
Ricky was the guy who messed up the first time?
No, that was I need another name. Vince.
Vince.
Yes.
Ah, classic Vinny.
Yeah, it was Vinny.
Alright, so Vinny messed up the first time, and this time it was Ricky.
Yes, it was Ricky.
Alright.
You're
upset at Ricky.
I'm pissed off at Ricky at this point.
Describe Ricky, his personality, kind of.
He's a smart guy. Very very much a go-getter.
Go-getter?
Very, very proactive.
Alright.
And apparently not very good with maps. So we were following him. At this point, I was just like I was just cussing. I was cussing under my breath. This fucking piece of shit. Fucking.
So one of those points where you're just
fuck you up.
You're just like, give me a fucking reason. Give me a fucking reason. Give me a fucking reason.
Say just one wrong thing, motherfucker. I'm gonna fuck.
It's fucking piece of shit luggage.
I'm walking up fucking hell in fucking Japan.
Look, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna fucking get you back. As soon as we get there, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
I'm gonna piss on you while you sleep.
I'm gonna put your fucking toothbrush in the fucking toilet, you little son of a bitch.
So yeah, I cussed for about an hour.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
I was pretty tired. And it was, again, about, I want to say 1 a.m.
Ooh, uphill. In winter still.
And it's cold. It's not as cold as Sapporo.
No, but it's
Fair
still
enough.
cold. It's really
still
cold.
very cold. We arrive at the ryokan, and it is very much closed.
not a little bit close.
It is so close, you wouldn't believe it.
It's the worst.
Although, I guess in a way it wasn't that close, because here's one fun fact about Japan, at least in the more rural areas. They don't lock their houses. And again, as a Mexican, this was just sacrilege.
Of course, like if you leave your door open, you're begging to get robbed.
So, well, what else can we do?
It's cold out.
So we just break in.
No knocking, no calling, no nothing.
Well, we knocked and there was no response. And
Did you call? Did you email?
It was apparently an old couple.
Ooh.
And so what we did is, it seemed like on the side of the hotel they had like a bit of a restaurant thing, but it was still within the house. So we went in through there, and we're like, hello, hello.
Breaking into a stranger's house in a foreign fucking country.
Yes, and apparently they take that very seriously. But alas, we see that there's this little entrance area, and we see a laptop, like a little reception area, like
souvenir.
And we're like, these fuckers just left a laptop just like right next to the door that they left on. What the fuck?
Well,
It was like a Mac.
Kyoto's like an old school town, right?
It used to be the capital at one point. But
it's very traditional, very old school.
Very traditional, very old school, but still very, like, there's a lot of people.
Yeah.
And we're like, let's go through this computer. Like two of my buddies, they were like
hentai.
No, that came later.
All right, okay, cool.
This one was to check if our reservation was in their list.
Okay.
So I'm like,
so you're not breaking and entering. You are
no,
guests.
Well, we are breaking and entering, but we
paid.
want to make sure that we're guests.
Okay, all right, cool.
And I'm like, you two idiots can check that laptop as much as you fucking want.
Ricky and Vinny?
Ricky and Vinny.
All right.
You can check that laptop as much as you fucking want. I'm going to go to the bench outside, and I'm going to go to bed.
Ooh, outside in the cold.
Yes.
All right.
But it wasn't that cold.
Okay.
Or at least at this point, my anger, like sort of heated me up.
All right.
Or maybe it was all the sweat from walking over an hour uphill.
Probably.
Yeah. But regardless, I slept.
All right, you fell asleep on the bench.
Yeah, I slept for about 30 minutes. And then my buddies were like, yes, this is the right place. We're like, great. What do we do?
Well, they already hacked in the computer. They broke in.
Well, we decide, how about this? Let's walk in through the front door because we assume it's not locked. It was not locked. We took off our shoes because you take off your shoes in Japanese houses.
Of course, if you're breaking in, you're not going to be rude.
Well, we're not going to leave it all dirty.
Of course not.
And what we decide to do is we sit in the lobby, like at the entrance there. I try to write down with like Google Translate and shit, like, we're sorry we're late. We are on the list under reservation under this name. Please wake us up. Like,
we're not robbing you. Please don't shoot.
Yeah.
Or don't cut us with your samurai swords.
Do not make us commit seppuku.
No seppuku.
And we tried to fall asleep in the chairs, but it was like a sleepover. Like we were all like, with our heads down a little bit, trying to take a nap. But we would just crack up like. Can you fucking believe what's happening right now?
Yep, I get it.
So we just couldn't fall. We couldn't stop making noise.
Of course.
Like, we were just laughing. At this point, my anger was overtaken by just the absurdity of it all.
All right. Plus exhaustion.
Plus exhaustion. So I was like, this is fucking hilarious. And it's at this point that we hear down the hall a noise, like a door opening. And we see this old man who doesn't see us. He's like dressed all in white. You could tell that he has a diaper on. And he walks out of his bedroom and walks towards what I assume is the restroom. We called him Don Cacas.
Mr. Popo?
Mr. Poop.
Mr. Poop.
Because we assume at this point we're just cracking the fuck up.
Yeah,
We're
you
like,
see an old dude with a diaper.
we're like, he shit himself. Turns out that's the owner.
Not a guest.
No, not a guest. It's the owner. But actually, we never interacted with him. He just went back to his room, and while he was walking there, I assume he saw us, because 5 seconds later...
You guys didn't say anything?
You
didn't make a noise?
We were paralyzed. We were like... Is he gonna do something? Like, did he walk and to like get a shotgun or something? Are we gonna die?
So he's pretending not to see you to go back and call the fucking cops or something.
I don't know. I don't know what went through his mind. Maybe he was just, tired. He wanted to go to bed.
Why wouldn't you say something? Why wouldn't you be like, sumimasen, something? Like, you walk out, you walk back in, you make some noise. You go outside and you knock the doors.
We were scared of Don Cacas. Maybe he was gonna throw poop at us. We didn't know.
Alright, so dude wakes up in the middle of the night to take a shit or to clean up himself. 4 weirdos.
Maybe
4
he just heard a
foreigners
bunch of noises in his house.
Who to him must look like fucking giants. Just sitting in his living room looking at him.
And laughing. We were not subtle about that.
Alright, okay. So, then what happened?
Well, we assume he saw us because, like, literally 20 seconds after he walked into his room, an old lady walks out, and we assume it's his wife.
Okay.
And she's all like, "Oh, you're the guests." So I'm guessing she was expecting us earlier, and we should have been there earlier if it hadn't been for whatever.
Ricky.
And she's all like, "Oh, come upstairs, And she's like gonna take us to our room, and we're all like, "Oh, well, we had this room," and she's all like, "Oh, no, one of our guests left early or something, so we actually ended up getting a bigger room."
Nice.
We weren't gonna have a bedroom with like a private bathroom, but we did.
Nice.
So it ended up working out for the best, and she was a very, very lovely, nice lady. And after that, I mean, most of our troubles, as you've noticed, have been
Map
or travel related.
Geographic.
Once we've
geography related.
Yeah, once we've actually gotten to the hotels and whatnot, it's good.
Yeah.
Like, we all just...
Didn't you stay at a wrong hotel once?
Wrong hotel?
Like a girl one?
Oh, that's in Nara.
Oh, okay.
I think the only place where we didn't fuck up was, like, Osaka.
Osaka's great. Okay.
Osaka is fantastic. Honestly, if I had to live in Japan, I would...
It's
would be a
like
toss-up,
San Diego. It's like a San Diego.
but in Asia.
Yeah.
And it really is.
Yeah.
Like, it's...
Well, we can get to Osaka on our trip.
Yeah.
Because we did go.
We did go. I don't... the problem is I'm mixing up both of the trips in my head.
It's fine. I'll try to guide you.
Yeah. But yeah, we were in Kyoto for a couple of days and had a good time. After that, we went to Osaka. Nothing very eventful happened there. Or, like, story.
No bombs fell. Nothing.
Now that I can remember. We went to karaoke a bunch because karaoke's phenomenal.
We'll save the karaoke stories and stuff like that.
Yeah. And the other possibly illegal stuff.
It wasn't illegal.
We don't know that.
It's not illegal if you don't get caught.
Anywho,
that's a hell of a tease.
That is true.
All right, so say the final fuck up and we'll say goodbye.
Yeah, okay.
Because it's late.
So we went to Nara, which is like it's probably the most country of the places that
most rural.
Yes. Here, nobody spoke English. In the main cities, a lot of Japanese people understand English. Maybe they don't speak it, but they understand it if you speak slowly and you say maybe a few words at a time. Like, you don't say, "Where's the hotel?" You say, "Hotel. Where?" You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, words, and they can figure it out. In Nara, the zero. Like, this is rural.
Baka gaijin.
So we actually don't take that long in finding our hotel. It's another ryokan, so it's
Fancy.
Yeah, basically just
Traditional. You wear kimonos and stuff.
an old lady's house, yukata, kimonos for the ladies.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, we weren't wearing ladies' clothes, although in this place,
Now that you think about it,
let me tell you, because we arrive at this old lady's house, we knock on the door. We're like, yeah, we arrived during the daytime. This is great.
no fuck up. I didn't
No
have to.
fuck up.
I didn't have to drag the suitcase.
We're like high-fiving and shit. It's all, yeah. And then she walks out and she's like, oh? And we're like, hi, we're the guests. And she's like, oh, this place for girls. Oh, no. She doesn't actually say for girls. She says like, oh, because she struggles with the word. She's like, oh man.
woman.
And she's, Oman? And we're like trying to say, I don't know what you're saying. Oman? And then one of my buddies goes, are you trying to say woman? And she's like, yes, woman. Are you saying that this is a hotel only for women? And she's like, yes, very much. And I'm like,
Fuck. And who made the reservation for that one? Who was the idiot?
that was Ricky.
Fucking Ricky.
That was Ricky.
Ricky's at it again. That son of a bitch.
But honestly, it didn't end up mattering. Because
Okay.
the lady, she's like, oh, well, here I was expecting 4 foreign ladies, and we got 4 foreign boys. Well, come on in. We're like, okay, I guess we're staying at a ladies' hotel.
Ladies.
Which, I mean, there were only...
So you were wearing kimonos.
Well,
So you're girls.
thinking back, probably. Yeah. I was using a loofah and shit on the shower. It was great.
They have nicer stuff, don't they?
They do. They have better razors as well.
I don't even want to know what you shaved.
My,
Anyway.
my face.
Okay.
You goddamn weirdo.
Women don't usually use their razors for the face.
No, but their razors are better because they're made for more sensitive skin.
So where the fuck do we buy the other ones?
Because we're idiots. It's marketing. It's because they make them pink.
So since then, have you been using girl razors?
No, because I'm cheap and I just use whatever's available in the house.
Random butter knife, sharpen it up.
Yeah, I'll use scissors. I don't give a shit.
A Twizzler, I'll just pull off every single hair. All right, so that was your first trip, right?
That was the first.
Any other adventure?
Well, in Nara it was fun. We rented bicycles, and we're just
You got to feed deer.
we fed deer. We trespassed because we were just riding around the bikes at night, and it gets very dark in rural areas. Turns out we ended up going to like this palace, and we were in this parking lot. We're like, parking lot, bicycles. Hell
Perfect.
yeah! So we're like riding around, taking selfies, and we didn't give a fuck until we saw like security lights,
Mm-hmm.
and we're like, "Oh, we're not supposed to be here at all." I think I have some video of that, but it's super dark.
Yeah.
And it's funny because 2 of my buddies, Ricky and Vince, they knew how to ride a bike, but they hadn't ridden a bike in like 10 years or something.
But I thought it's like riding a bike.
Well, it is, but I mean, not if you want to do it, skillfully.
Oh, okay.
So-
no tricks.
Me and Chuck, we were like riding around, and we were like, we could ride with one hand or like, take selfies and whatnot.
You badasses, you.
Well, hey, I'm pretty good at riding a bike.
All right.
I used to practice it a lot, riding one hand and a sword in the other.
Yeah, no, we used to do like spear, like jousting with bikes. I remember.
Yeah,
Kick your ass.
but I got good at riding a bike.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so and I got good at falling off a bike.
You gotta get good.
Get good.
Get good.
And other than that, we went to like a pet restaurant. They had like cats and dogs everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I think they had like birds.
Okay.
I think they had reptiles. You would have loved it.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
All right. So that was Eric's trip.
Yes, my first trip to Japan. My first trip anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next one you had was in Europe with me.
Yes.
All right.
I think that trip might have been why I was so hands off on the Europe trip because it was
You didn't learn your fucking lesson?
No, it was fairly close. Like, I think I might have gone
Yeah, you went in winter, and then in spring you went to... No, in spring, summer, you went to Europe with me.
Yeah, it was the same year.
Yeah.
So, honestly, the first Europe trip, when we went to Europe, I remember being a little bit traveled out. Like, I was like when my parents said, hey, do you want to go to Europe? I'm like, I think so, but, like, they literally asked me, like, a couple of weeks after I came back to Japan.
Like, Eric, do you want to go to Europe for free? I don't want your brother to go by himself. Do you want to go to Europe for free? And you're like, I don't know, Ma. I already went to Japan.
Hey,
I'm still tired from carrying that luggage around with no fucking wheels.
You would have been. So at that point, I was like, I'm a little bit traveled out. I don't want to carry around luggage or something in Europe.
Carry a team of 3 idiots.
Yeah. So I think that's why I was a little more hands off because I was more like, I'm pretty sure Dario's gonna look into most stuff. I just want to go and enjoy myself. I don't want to trouble myself with looking.
I don't want to trouble myself with making things easier for him, for making the trip more enjoyable for me. No, fuck him. Fuck the guy. Let him like struggle with everything. Let him be the grown up. Tutu.
Well, I mean, you're the one who said that. I never said that.
You implied it.
Well, I wanted to go on the trip, but I wanted to be more hands off. I just wanted to go along for the ride, All
right. So you heard the first trip. Next trip, we have to give you a little bit of tease. We have adventures that may have been criminal in nature. We have may or may not have lost certain people. We had a run-in with the Yakuza.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll tell you about the partying. We'll tell
strippers.
We'll tell you about the maid cafes. We'll tell you about all the fun stuff next time.
I would say the first trip may have had more of an impact on me in the sense of this is just my first trip ever. Like, oh my god. The second trip, I would say it's way wilder. Because at this point...
You went with the big boys. You went with the big boys.
And not just this. There's a reason I keep going back to Japan.
Uh-huh.
And it's because it's like...
The chicks are super hot?
Well, yeah, that too.
Okay.
Which, understandable, right?
Of course.
But... So, I said this before on the previous episode. That Dario is... What was my phrase? Fucking insane. Yes. Fucking insane. When it comes to I'm
a risk taker.
Spending energy when traveling.
Sure. I'm on vacation. I work a lot. I'm a hard worker.
Yeah. So when I'm in Japan, it's like I can tap into that power. So when we were in Japan...
You tap into the grid?
Yes.
The grid?
When I was in Japan in the second trip, I managed to keep up just fine.
It helped that you were with your friends too, because you had your alone time sometimes, and I'd be with my buddies, and I think that helped.
Yeah, we split up a bit. Actually, there was one time where you, the older guys, couldn't keep up with the young bucks.
We'll get to that next time.
All
right. Okay. So I don't know when it's going to be the next time. Might be tomorrow. Might be never. But as always, thank you for listening, and we'll see you again next time.
Bye.